Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is Brenda from Planty Pants. Thank you so much for joining me today for another planty video. It is really dull and dreary and outside, like 46 degrees. We actually had some days we were in the middle of the 70s like last week or the week before. So I'm really sad it's looking like that, but whatever. So today, what I was gonna do was just do a repot video of some ferns that are desperately needing repotting. And I realized that I have a few ferns, so I think I'm just going to share with you my fern collection, and we're going to repot 3 of them. We're going to talk a little bit about what I think of my ferns. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is mix some fern soil, which really kind of needs to be, according to my research, 1/3 soil, 1/3 sand, and 1/3 peat. So this is my 1/3 soil. It was a little bit chunkier than I wanted it to be, so I picked out some chunks, very organic, very dense. Here's my sand. So I am totally, you guys, I'm totally just eyeballing this. And this is called desert sand. It's horticultural sand, but it's desert sand, and I hope this is gonna work. I have no idea, you guys. It says sand, so I'm going for sand. And literally all of these ferns are in their, I think they are in their original pots. A couple of them are struggled, and I noticed that these 3, this one, which is called the Birdsnest Fern, this one, which is so freaking cute, Blue Star Fern, and this one, my Crocodile Fern, which is, I took it out of its pot. It is just so not doing well. All 3 of them had these weird little mites in the soil, and I don't really know what they are, just weird little, almost like clear body things crawling around. This beautiful one right here, which is my lemon button fern, lemon buttons, and it's growing really well, did not have that. And I don't think I'm gonna repot this one right away because I feel like I might have repotted this one because it was struggling. But with this one, you can see that I've got new growth coming in, and this is a really pretty little fern, you guys. It's called a lemon button. And it's kind of a slow grower, but it's really cute. You know, ferns really love moisture and to be damp, so I am hoping that this one's gonna be fine going forward. There's nothing wrong with the soil, no pests here. So this is my lemon button fern. Super cute, right? Okay, so let me just stand up for this. So I'm kind of eyeballing what I have in here for 1/3. Okay, I almost feel like it's going to be most of this, so I'm just going to pour some sand in, quite a bit of it, and I'm just going to mix that up. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. I'm going to mix this up. I have got plans this afternoon with my beautiful daughter, and I'm trying not to make a mess of my clothing or my fingernails, you guys. That's why I'm using this spoon, which is really kind of funny because usually I just use my hands. So I am just mixing this soil up. And there is some peat in the soil, the loam that I had. So this looks pretty good, actually. I think I'm gonna put some more sand in it. I'm gonna put it all in. And you know what, you guys, whatever I don't use of this, I am just going to save and just call it my fern mix. And I'm going to show you after I repot these plants, which is really going to go quickly, I will show you my little fern collection. Apparently, unbeknownst to me, I have 7 ferns, at least 7. If I find another one, I'll let you know. All right, so this is really heavy. So now I'm going to add 1/3 of this really lightweight, it's actually called, it's a seed starting mix, but it's just, you'll see when I pour it, it's just really got a lot of peat in it. So I'm going to put quite a bit of that in there. Okay. And then I'm going to mix that around. All right, so this is going to be my mixture for my new mixture for all of my ferns. Trying to think of what other plant would really benefit from growing in this kind of a dense, moist mixture. And I don't really know. Besides ferns. I mean, this That's crazy. It's very, very heavy, you guys. But I'm just gonna keep mixing it up. All right. Whew. That was a workout. Seriously, I'm sweating. I'm so out of shape. All right, so here is what we have to work with. Okay, so before I pot these up, I want to briefly show you my others that are too big to move from where they are. Well, actually, they're not too big. I put them on the living room floor so you can see how big they are and how cool they are. So, stand by. Okay, so one of the first ones I have is this one here. This lives in my sunroom. It is a Plumosa fern, I believe. Yes, it is. This guy right here grows really fast, but you can see it needs to be repotted, but based on these really cool looking tubers that are part of the plant. But I'm happy to say that this plant is growing really, really well, and it's actually flowering right now. Not extremely remarkable flower, but flowering nonetheless, which tells me that she's doing just fine. These plants do have these horrible little thorns. Let me just show you this. Oh, that's not even one. Hold on. Let me get one. Let me find one for you. Here's one. Oh, wait a minute. I know this plant has thorns. I really don't want to wait until it pokes me for you to see one. There we go, right here. See that thorn? That hurts. Okay, so here's my Plumosa fern. Right beside her is my rabbit's foot fern. Now this one, I can't even tell you how much it's grown this year. It is absolutely insane. I did a little, I'll see if I can, like, see all of these pieces right here? Literally, all of these new fronds are new this year. They all started, so super healthy plant. The interesting thing about this plant, and I'll see if I can show it to you, there's a spider that lives in here. You see that web? Every time I get rid of it, let's see if I can show you. Yeah, see it? Every time I get rid of the web that's in here, he builds it back. So, and I've seen him before, and I can't catch him to kill him, so he just lives in there. I don't really care. But, so here's my beautiful rabbit's foot fern. Gorgeous. I love this plant. Love it. All right, and then over here we have my Asparagus Fern, which I almost lost last year. This is the one that I cut back to nothing and I put it outside. Literally cut it back to nothing and put it outside, and it grew beautifully, and I overwintered it inside. It really needs to be outside, but it's really taken off. Super thirsty plant. I feel like all of my ferns are thirsty, you guys. This guy needs a repot. This guy needs a repot. Oh my goodness. Plumosa fern, repot. Rabbit's foot fern, repot. Asparagus fern, probably repot, but this guy's going to be hung outside this summer. So yeah, so I have these ferns. So 1, 2, 3. Fern City, baby. All right, so that's what I have for ferns. Besides these that we're going to repot right now. All right, so I have some plastic pots right here, some screen, and I'm just going to go to town. Let me get this out of the way a little bit. And we're just going to take a look at what these guys look like. I just know that I'm going to get rid of everything they have for medium. I know it's very dense, so I'm just going to loosen it up a little bit. This one is my Blue Star Fern, which I think is so pretty. Look at the leaves. The leaves are blue, and look at the cool little way that it grows. When I first saw that, you guys, I thought it was like a mealybug. I'm not kidding, because it was smaller. So yeah, this one has these little weird, hey, maybe I can just show you right here. I don't know, if I can show you close enough. There are little tiny gray bugs that are living in the soil. Do you see any? Oh my goodness, I hope you can see them. They're there anyway. They're there. So, taking it out. I am just going to, what I'm going to end up doing here, you guys, is literally rinsing their roots. So I'm going to take all of these out at one time, and now my hands are dirty, and I'm doing it, aren't I? Oh, well, whatever. This is really, really dense soil, not a lot of sand. I don't think there's any sand in here. So I am just going to get as much of the soil that I can off, and then set it aside, do the other two, and bring it in and rinse the roots until, you know, most of the soil is not attached to its roots. It's super, super dense, you guys. Some of the roots are rotting. You see how they're coming off really easily? That just tells me that it's been too wet, too damp, even though ferns really love to be damp. Oh my goodness, I do have that other little fern too upstairs in the bathroom. The little Boston fern. Golly, see, I told you, I knew I had another one. And I have a staghorn fern. Oh my land, you guys. My staghorn fern is not doing that great right now. All right, so there's one almost all the way off. This one I had already done. This is the Crocodile Fern. This one is fine. I had already rinsed it, and it's 2 pieces. And I almost lost this, you guys, so I was going to get rid of that dead leaf. And I'm really going to try to hold on to what I have left. So this is what I have left, but I'm going to rinse these 2. This is my Crocodile Fern, and then last but not least is this Birdsnest Fern. Let's just see, and she has things crawling around in it too. So I don't know what they are, you guys, but ooh, look how pot bound that is. Yowza. Might have to get a bigger pot for this one. So I'm just doing the same thing with this one. Just getting rid of this. This is, can you see? This is totally like root bound, but all of those roots, I have a feeling, are probably just dead. I mean, and this is growing in, looks like, let's see, I'm just going to keep doing this because I want to get down to the roots of this one too. And this is all like really stuck. Yeah, these are all old roots. Been in here for a long time. I never transplanted it. It's doing pretty good though. But so I'm just going to get the soil off of here. All of it. Much as I can. Okay. Boy, there's a lot in here, y'all. But I'm just going to keep pulling. I'm going to gently tug. Any root that is not a healthy root will come off. This is how I do it, you guys. I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason. I also just use scissors sometimes and just cut what I know isn't any good. But this is just the beginning process. I'm going to rinse these right now. So, oh my gosh, you guys. All right. So now comes the rinsing. Okay, so now I have successfully rinsed. This is literally all I have left of that poor fern, that Crocodile Fern. I don't know if this is gonna make it, you guys, but I literally had to scrub my fingernails again. I got most of the dead roots off. So initially I thought I was gonna have to get bigger pots. I'm totally not gonna have to get bigger pots, and I have way too much soil, so, but that's okay. I have other ferns to replant. So, to repot. So let's put a little piece of screen in the bottom. Fit it right in there because the holes are pretty big, and this is very dense and heavy. So, wow. Actually, it's not that dense. It's kind of nice, kind of fluffy. Okay, so what did I just do with those pieces? Okay, right here. I'm going to poke a little hole in it, I think. That, and I'm going to just set it in there like this. I'm just going to set it in. And I'm going to hope that I can get the rest in. Well, just holding it down, y'all. It's poked pretty far down in there. I'm just, wow, this is really weird. I hope this works. This feels like very strange medium to me, but it's It's a third, and a third. So we'll see what happens, you know. Maybe that's what ferns need. Oh man, I hope so. Boy, I'm really going on a limb lately, aren't I? I must be crazy. Oh my land, this is heavy. But usually how I water my ferns, you guys, is I just water a little bit from the top until it comes out the bottom, and then once that happens, I just water it from the bottom so it always just stays damp. That's what I do. So here's my crocodile fern, all repotted. All right, number 2. Let's get another piece of screen here. Number 2. This is kind of exciting. I've been putting this off. You know what? I bought these ferns because they're super cute. Not really thinking about how to grow them, and I just think they're adorable. Okay, so number 2, we're gonna do the Birdsnest Fern, and I really gave it a good spray in there. It looks pretty good. The roots aren't bad. I'm going for it. Just set it right down inside there. I'm holding it up with my fingers, which is what I always do. It's not easy, but I do it. And then I'm just gonna fill it around, just like that. Okay, so I sure hope this, I hope these plants like this mix. I really do. I'm gonna end up, because of the mess I'm making, I'm gonna end up having to spray these and use a little ball syringe and push all the medium out from, you know, from the fronds and from the leaves, because it looks really messy. But I will do that, and I'll show you what they look like when I'm all done. Number 2, this is very exciting, y'all. Number 2, Birdsnest Fern. It's me Birdsnest Fern. And here, I got one more. What's my last one? I'm trying to make it funny here. Blue Star Fern. All right, 3rd one. Oh my gosh, I really love this one. Look, isn't that the coolest thing? Look at my fingernails again. It is what it is, you guys, you know? Thankfully, my kids know. I know it happens to you too. How often are you out in public just after you spent the morning doing your plants and you look down and you've got this big chunk of dirt underneath one of your fingernails? Seriously, it happens. So it's like, all right, this one's gonna be kind of interesting, you guys, because the roots are rather shallow. So I am just really carefully not putting it too deep. I don't want to bury those little cute little white furry things. As I feel, because they were on top, they were sticking out. You saw it when I showed you. They're really cute little. It's part of the plant. I think it's like part of I don't know, for lack of a better term, part of the tuber. I feel like ferns. A lot of ferns have little tubers. So, all right. So this one kind of looks the same way. Okay. Maybe a teeny bit more. Now we got to find something to put the soil in. Man, I got so many containers of stuff, you guys. Dadgum. I'm so excited about how this looks. Okay, so let me rinse them off real quickly, and I'll let you see what they look like. Okay, so here's the final products, all cleaned up. This is my beautiful Blue Star Fern with its new soil. That leaf right there says it all. That is so cool. Blue Star Fern, and my poor little, I just found 2 other small pieces that were in the sink that I missed, so I just stuck them in the side. My poor little Crocodile Fern. These are so beautiful, you guys. Clearly I've done something wrong, but I repotted it now, so wish me luck, my poor little Crocodile Fern, and this awesome Birdsnest Fern. All cleaned up, ready to go. Gorgeous. So, I would say that that's a pretty successful day. And now I feel like I'm a little bit more, I have more confidence to, oh, here's the thing for the blue star fern. I couldn't find it. Blue star. I feel more confident with this mix that I made. It is really heavy, you guys, but golly, I'm hoping that it's going to retain the moisture and it's going to be perfect. So it'll give me more confidence to repot my asparagus plumosa and what was the other one? Asparagus plumosa rabbit's foot. So. Well, that wraps it up for me today, you guys. You did my weekend chores. I have daily chores, but I have weekend chores every weekend. So thank you so much for joining me for another planted video. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. It will really help me out a lot. A lot. Please subscribe. But yeah, thank you for taking the time to make it to the end. I appreciate any kind of feedback that you have for me, ideas for upcoming videos, and I am going to say now, and I'm kind of nervous to throw this out there, but I'm going to say it. I would love it if you guys can ask me questions, any kind of questions about any of my plants, about myself personally, about my family, about what I do for work. I would love to do a Q&A. My only fear in throwing this out here is that no one's going to ask me a question. So be one of those that asks questions, because I have no secrets. I'm an open book. So until next time, please take care of yourself, take care of each other, and God bless.